Hello, I'm Tim Krul. Welcome to Norwich City Central.
Hello, everybody. Lewis, Norwich City Central. I normally say I hope you're doing well, but you can't be after that. And yeah, that hurts. Norwich 1, Leeds 2. Full credit to Leeds. They deserved the victory on the balance of play. Rafinha, individual moments of quality. Mistakes from Norwich costing them the game. Look, Daniel Farke can't do anything about that. What on earth Ozan Kabak's doing it in the 60th minute to give the ball away, and then obviously it goes under Tim Krul. Daniel Farke can't do anything about that. But the response from the last 30 minutes of that game when you're 2-1 down was hideous. There was zero identity. It was just a constant long ball, no one trying to come in, trying to create space, no one trying to, force the play. It was just a hoof ball, couple of crosses, aimless crosses into Pookie. It was as bad as it gets. And look, there's the league table. I mean, Norwich are 8 points off safety, and we're 10 games into the season. We've got 28 more games of this, and yeah, it's painful. I mean, I don't even know where you start with this review, but Norwich City look psychologically beaten, and on the pitch they're beaten as well. If you want to, 10 games in without a win, haven't really looked like winning a game, but perhaps apart from Brighton, it was just as bad as it gets, and yeah, deeply troubling for Norwich because they're going to be heading back down. It's as simple as that. It's Norwich have been deemed in the media as kind of a national laughing stock, and you can't disagree with that. Defensively, too many mistakes, zero identity going forward, just the one open play goal all season, defensive mistakes. It just when pretty much everything is going wrong in a Premier League season for you, it's hard to see where you come out of it. And yeah, really disappointing, particularly when you lose a game 7-0 against Chelsea. To have that kind of response is really disappointing. Full credit to Leeds, but yeah, I don't see where we go under Daniel Farke in the Premier League. I just do not see where we go. It's been an absolute mess again from this Norwich City team, and I've been a fan of the recruitment as well, but you don't want to scapegoat anyone. I'm not scapegoating someone like Josh Sargent because and Milot Rashica. They've all been bad, but some of the recruitment as well, I guess, has been poor in hindsight as well. But if you look at the team, we started with a back three against Chelsea, and although it looked like it was going to be a 3-4-3, it ended up being a 4-4-2. It's quite bizarre, and it almost showed how desperate Daniel Farke was in possession. Sometimes as a back three, at times it was a back four. Obviously, Aarons, Kabak, Hanley, Andrew Omobamidele in that left back role. Man the match, scored his goal, but he was isolated on so many occasions, which hints at just a terrible tactical ineptness from Daniel Farke. Norman McLean, and then out wide Rashida and Dow. Sergeant Pookie up front. Norwich City had a couple of positive moments in the first half, but look, this is a game against Leeds, who are 18th in the table, who've had injury concerns, and this is a Leeds team who aren't at their best, far from it, and a Norwich City team who are 20th versus 18th. For Norwich City, no disrespect to Leeds, you don't get many easier fixtures in this division. Coming up against a side at home who are down there with you, and the first half really lacked quality. Norwich City having a couple of half chances, Pookie on the edge after a poor Leeds clearance. That went wide. Dan Jones was through one-on-one goal, rounded Krul, but Grant Hanley got back on the line. Norman had a long-range shot from a corner, but that was it. And to be honest, the full reflection of that first half for me is I thought the tempo was a little bit better than what we saw against Chelsea and whatnot. But still just zero identity going forward. I mean, I and you can tell that from the players' performances. I don't think the players knew particularly where they were playing at times. And that was an honest reflection. There was no kind of chemistry. If you look at the chemistry on the pitch and interplay between teams, there was no chemistry. And I can take us losing a game, but when there's no chemistry or real lack of identity on the pitch, it really hurts. And that was a reflection of the first half. Leeds were really poor, and you can tell why they were down at the bottom. But yeah, terrible for Norwich. The second half is where all the action kind of kicked off, and Leeds have got a player in Rafinha who is so good, so much quality, and from a Norwich City perspective in that first half, I think from my perspective, I was really worried about Rafinha going one-on-one against Andrew Omobamidele, because there was many occasions where Leeds would just flick it into Rafinha one-on-one and see what he can do, and that's where their goal came from. They switched the play. Rafinha was one-on-one against Omobamidele, no reflection on him. There should be more support around him and possibly the winger coming back. But yeah, skins on the Mamadeli and puts it in the back of the net after a nice finish. Norwich City immediately get a goal back. A nice goal from Andrew Mamadeli from the corner. Swung in by Rashida, I think, and Big Andy meets the header. And you get back in the game, there's a real impetus. You hear on the ball going around the stadium, and then it's utter calamity. And, quite simply, for the second Leeds goal, you have to blame the Norwich City players. There's no other way of doing it. Ozan Kabak, goodness knows what he's thinking. He just loves doing a forward run, and sometimes it goes well, but other times it's absolutely hideous. Loses the ball 25 yards out, falls to Rodrigo, and yeah, terrible goalkeeping from Tim Krul, and that was a big moment which cost us. Long strike just kind of bobbles just in front of Tim Krul, and it goes underneath him, and it's 2-1 Leeds. And as I said at the top of the picture, I can take us. You can't blame Daniel Farke for that goal. It's woeful decision making from Ozan Kabak and Daniel Farke. But what you can blame the management and the whole club is that last 30 minutes. I thought it was absolutely terrible. No identity. It was a hit and hope. There was one occasion where we swung a long ball up to Borheta, who's 5'7". It's just terrible. Leeds were comfortable in that last 30 minutes. They were okay giving Norwich City quite a bit of the ball. And they had chances to kill off the game themselves, but they're happy giving Norwich City the ball and just defending really comfortably. They were deep, they were compact. Norwich City didn't look like scoring. If you've put another hour, they didn't look like scoring. And many occasions in the Championship, and I know this is the Championship, but that was a style of play. Norwich was still trying to be progressive, playing through the thirds. It was just a hit of hope for Norwich from that hour mark, and it was absolutely hideous. And Norwich City deserve all the criticism that's coming their way. The fans turned up, they backed the team, coming up against the Leeds team who are 18th in the table. Credit to Leeds, they deserved their victory, but Leeds weren't great. Leeds have had their own injury concerns. They were saved by Rafinha, and they really weren't great. And it was a perfect opportunity for Norwich City to get some points on the board, some momentum, some belief. And we're going to go down bottom, aren't we? Continue with playing like that and probably beating the worst point record as well. Yeah, it's just really, really alarming. And I can't see how, in any hope, Daniel Farke can possibly turn this around. Not even just, I can't even see him getting 20 points. We look so much more worse than we did 2 years ago in terms of our identity, in terms of our belief. Norwich City have gone behind on 32 occasions. Every time Norwich City have gone behind on 32 occasions, they've lost a Premier League game. Yeah, not much more than that, really. I think Norwich City were slightly better in the first half, a higher tempo, but as soon as Leeds got their goals, in which Norwich City conceded far too easy, there was a lack of belief, a lack of character, a lack of fight. And that hurts, and I don't see where Norwich City. I don't see how Norwich City can possibly survive at this level. Comes down to the manager, probably comes down to recruitment as well. Maybe not as good as we thought. It just comes around to the whole club. It's a real bitter loss. Norwich City already 8 points off safety, just 10 games into a Premier League season. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below on the comment section. Norwich 1, Leeds 2. Yeah, absolutely abysmal yet again for Norwich, and all the criticism that comes their way in terms of from the national media is just when you look at the table. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.